Hello, I'm Austin. And how many of you have ever thought or have wondered what rights criminals have while in prison? And do any of you know all these rights? No? Um, Today I'll be explaining history and the rules and regulations of what these rights are and what makes it relevant today. Um, what is prisoner rights? Prisoner rights arose in the 1960s, giving prisoners a more humane and fair treatment. Um, GE legal research experts state many of these laws are related to a fundamental human rights and civil liberties. Before prisons only sought just holding a prisoner in a cell and let prisoners be underfed, to be kept prisoners unhealthy and nasty conditions. While today's society, it's not their standards today. Um, According to New York Times in the 2000s, prisons underkept cost of um, my bad. Prisons upkeep cost was in the United States was over $38 billion a year for each inmate. Um, this was due to overspending, and when cuts were made, it caused some overcrowding issues and equality for spacing and treatment. Um, these laws, this also was concerned in the 2000s to have more certain state laws. These laws gave prisoners certain rights. Uh, what rights do prisoners have? They have a right to speak in consideration of it's not either harming or it's not affecting someone else's rights. They have the right to attorney. They have the right to point out any or raise any complaints in court about anything that's happening. They get 2 to 3 meals a day and access to sunlight and exercise. No abusive treatment. Prisoners' rights all prisoner rights allow a prisoner to the right to speech and press, though some forms of speech can inflict a humane rights and others needs to be easier to transparency and authority. Um, why prisoner rights relevant today? United States. Um, some states of the prisons have the rights to make some of their own regulations around prisons' rights as long as it doesn't interfere with it. Uh, this There was a video of on Fox News, and this is how it came to my attention. It's what made to research prisoners' rights. Well, this YouTube video also will be linked below if you'd like to review over it. It's a summary of its last year. Illinois passed a state law letting prisoners in jails and letting them to go out and vote. And this concerned them because it could be persuading them to, because they don't know how long they've been there, they could be persuading them to vote one way or another. We also have a overcrowding issue, and it's causing a lot of transfers, a lot of unfair treatment, like with the rights to let them have a standard living, even though it's a low standard. It's still there's a standard for them to live in a certain condition. I hope all this I explained to you over prisoners' rights, along with the rules and history and the relevance of it today.